Okay guys, here's very important, very interesting fact. You know paddy fields are covered with water, right? So when you are going near to the paddy field, most of the time paddy fields are covered with water. What is the real reason the paddy fields to be covered with water? Because the rice plants, do they require that much of water? They should be submerged, otherwise they don't grow. No, rice plants are like normal grass variety. Okay, it's just another grass variety. Grass variety can be grown in the normal land with the sufficient amount of water. They don't to be no need to be submerged with water, right? But what you see, always rice plants are submerged, right? So if this is the soil, what happened? There's a layer of water, always like this. And rice plants are nicely growing in there like this. That's what you see. So what is the real reason behind it? Real reason is something very interesting. Because the farmers, they covered the land with water to kill other plants from growing. That means this is an agriculture field, right? If they are growing other plants, in between the rice plants, what happened? Competition between those plants and the rice plants occurs. Competition for what? Competition for nutrients, minerals, water, shade, or in this case light, for the photosynthesis. So always there's a fight between these rice plants and the wheat plants. So what they have to do? Then every day they have to come and take out these plants manually, or they have to apply some weedicides or chemicals to destroy. More expensive, more labor consuming. Therefore they found out a method. What if we flood the land? So therefore what they do, for few weeks, sometimes for few months, they cover this land with the water. Then what happened? These plants are dying because of that water. So what is the real reason why they are dying? Because now when the water is there, that water leaks to the down this soil. Then inside this soil, all the pores are filled with water. Basically soil is saturated with water. That's how mud is formed. So mud is basically the soil saturated with water. It forms mud. Inside the mud, there are no air spaces. Very low air spaces. Very low air spaces means what? Very low oxygen content. Then what happened? The oxygen is not there, means anaerobic conditions form. So anaerobic conditions are maintained now under the soil. How these anaerobic conditions going to kill these plants? Because anaerobic conditions, plants, they do anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration produce ethanol plus carbon dioxide. This ethanol accumulates in the soil, around the soils, around the roots, and it kills these plants. So that's how all the weeds going to be killed, because of this anaerobic condition. Now you should have a question: how does the paddy is going to survive? Paddy can be survive in high ethanol concentration. Why? They were adapted. So somehow maybe some farmer found out paddy is adapted, they can grow even in the submerged soil, but other plants are not. So that smart farmer started to flood the land and to get the paddy instead of killing all the weeds. So that's why the paddy is adapted for higher ethanol concentration, because they have different enzymes to break down ethanol. They have different mechanisms to survive in the higher or anaerobic conditions, right? So that's why farmers are flooding the land, not to supply, or it is not a condition to maintain the paddy plants. It is to destroy all other plants are growing and reduce the competition. Remember that.